Hello everyone. Today we're going to discuss about the term symbol. What is the term symbol? How we can express the term symbol and how we can derive the term symbol we're going to see in this video. So what is the term actually? The term is an energy level of particular electron configuration, right? And we can represent the term symbol like capital L, n plus 1 J, where capital L is total angular momentum, total orbital angular momentum, right? So if the L values will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the term symbols will be like capital S, P, D, F, G, H, etc. Right? So that is L equals to, if L equals to 0, term will be S. If L equals to 1, term will be P. If L equals to 2, term will be D. If L equals to 3, term will be capital S. And if it is 4, the term will be G. If it is 5, the term will be H. And from this, the n plus 1 indicates the spin multiplicity, where small n represents the number of unpaired electrons. And capital J is total angular momentum, and its values lies through L plus S to L minus S. For less than half filled configuration, the lowest J value will be considered as ground state term, and for greater than half filled configuration, the L plus S highest value of J will be considered as ground state term. So if you see the D1 electron configuration, right? So for D1, if you write the 5 d orbitals, what are the 5 d orbital values? Plus 2, plus 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2. These are the ml values of d orbital, right? So if you see, the electron will present in plus 2 subshell, right? So the L value is L equals to 2, right? If L equals to 2, the term will be D, isn't it? So the term will be D. And what we have to know, N plus 1. So N is unpaired electrons, right? So N is 1 electron is here and it is unpaired electron. N equals to 1. So N plus 1 will be 2. And then we have to know the J values, right? So J values will be L plus S to L minus S. So what is S actually? S equals to generally N by 2. What is N? Number of unpaired electrons, right? So here S is 1 electron, right? 1 unpaired electron is there. So 1 by 2. So L plus S to L plus S to L minus S, the possible J values, right? So 2 plus half to 2 minus half. So the values will be 5 by 2 and 3 by 2. D1 is less than half filled configuration. So that the lowest J value will be considered as the ground state term. So that the term is n plus 1, that is 2, right? So 2, the L is 2, term is D, and J value will be 3 by 2. So the ground state term for D1 electron configuration is 2D 3 by 2, right? If you see for D9 configuration, so for D9 configuration, we are writing the 5d orbitals plus 2, plus 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2. These are the ml values, right? So, and we filling the electrons in 5d orbitals. Okay. So, plus 2, plus 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2. So, here we have to count like here 2 electrons, right? So, plus 2 value to take 2 times. So, 2 electrons plus 2. That means 4. 2 electrons plus 1, right? That means plus 2. 4 plus 2 and it is 0. And minus 1, 2 electrons, that is minus 2. Okay. And at minus 2 stage, 1 electron is there. So we can write it as minus 2 only, right? So by doing the calculation, we will get the L value as 2. So that L is 2. The term symbol will be D. And N equals to unpaired electrons is 1. N plus 1 is 2. And the J value, the D9 is greater than half filled configuration, right? So the the highest J value is L plus S. L plus S will be taken as the ground state term symbol. So L plus S. So what is L actually? 2. And what is S? S equals to n by 2. That means number of unpaired electrons by 2. Here number of unpaired electron is 1. So 2 plus 1 by 2. So it is 5 by 2. So that the term symbol will be 2d5 by 2. So if you see here, for D1, it is less than half filled, so that we have taken the lowest J value as the term, ground state term. D9, it is greater than half filled, so that the highest J value we have taken the ground state. Okay. If you see the D2 electron configuration, so 2 electrons are there. So we have written the 5d orbitals plus 2 plus 1 0 minus 1 minus 2. 2 electrons will be filled like this. And if we do the calculation of L values, L is 3, right? So S equals to small L n by 2, right? So unpaired electrons by 2, 2 by 2, it will be 1. And n plus 1, n equals to 2. That is number of unpaired electrons are 2. So n plus 1 will be 3. And we require the J values, right? So J values will be L plus S to L minus S. So it is D2, less than half filled configuration. So we consider the lowest J value, that is L minus S will be the ground state term. So L plus S, 3 plus 1 to 3 minus 1. So 3 minus 1, 2. The lowest J value will be considering as the ground state term. So the term is 3F2. And if you see the D8 configuration, so the 5d orbitals plus 2 plus 1 0 minus 1 minus 2 ml values will be, and the electrons will be filled like this. So the L value, so plus 2, 2 electrons, so 4, plus 1, here 2 electrons, so plus 2, and it is 0, minus 1, 1 electron, minus 1, minus 2, 1 electron, minus 2. So the total J value, L value will be 3. Therefore, L is 3. So the term symbol will be SPDF. When L is 3, the term will be F. And we have to know the S value. S is N by 2, right? So unpaired electrons by 2. So unpaired electrons are 2 here. So 2 by 2 is 1. And we have to know the n plus 1. N is 2. N plus 1 is 3. So J values L plus S to L minus S. It is greater than half filled configuration. D8 is greater than half filled configuration. So the maximum J value will be considered as the ground state term symbol. Therefore, the resulting ground state term symbol for D8 configuration is 3F4, where for D2 it is less than half filled configuration, so we are considering the lowest J value 3F2. For D8, the highest J value we are considering, so 3F4. And if you see for D3 configuration, 3 electrons will be filled like this, and plus 2 plus 1 0 minus 1 minus 2 L values, right? So if we calculate the L value, L is 3, so that the resulting term will be F. And S is N by 2, unpaired electrons by 2, that is 3 by 2. N plus 1 is 3 plus 1, that is 4. J will be 3 plus J values will be L plus S to L minus S, and it is less than half filled configuration. So the L minus S, that is lowest J value, will be considered as the ground state term symbol. So 3 minus 3 by 2, that is 3 by 2. So the resulting term symbol will be, the resulting ground state term is 4F3 by 2. If you see the D7, 7 orbitals will be filled like this, and ml values plus 2 0 plus 2 plus 1 0 minus 1 minus 2. If we calculate the L value, plus 2 2 electrons plus 4, and plus 1 2 electrons plus 2, this is 0, minus 1 1 electron minus 1, minus 2 1 electron minus 2. So L value is 3. So the the term symbol will be F. And S value is N by 2, right? So unpaired electrons are 3 by 2. So N is 3, N plus 1 is 4. And J values, L plus S to L minus S. D7 is greater than half filled configuration, so that we considering the sorry, the L plus S, that is highest J value will be considering as the ground state term, 3 plus 3 by 2, right? So 9 by 2. So the ground state term symbol for D7 configuration is 4F 9 by 2. D3, D7 will have the same term symbol, but the difference is in J values. It is less than half filled, so lowest J value 3 by 2 is ground state term symbol. It is greater than half filled, so highest J value will be the ground state term symbol. If you see the D4 electron configuration, so for D4, 4 electrons will be filled like this, plus 2, plus 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2. And if you calculate the L value, plus 2, plus 1, 3, 0, minus 1, 3, minus 1, 2. So L value is 2. So the resulting term symbol will be D. And S is N by 2, unpaired electrons by 2, 4 by 2, that is 2. And N is 4, therefore N plus 1 is 5. And J values, L plus S to L minus S. It is less than half filled configuration, so we considering the L minus S value is the ground state term symbol. That is L minus S, 2 minus 2 is 0. So the ground state term is 5D0. If we see the D6 electron configuration, the 6 electrons will be filled like this, and plus 2, plus 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2. Plus 2, 2 electrons are there, so plus 4. Plus 1, 1 electron is there, plus 1, and it is 0, minus 1, 1 electron, minus 1, minus 2, 1 electron, minus 2. Right? So if we calculate the L value, it is 2. If L equals to 2, the term will be D. S equals to number of unpaired electrons by 2. So 4 by 2, that is 2. N is 4, therefore N plus 1 will be 5. If you see the J values will be L plus S to L minus S. It is greater than half filled configuration, right? So that we can consider the highest J value as the ground state term symbol. So highest J value is 4. So 5D4 is the ground state term symbol. So D4, D6 having same time term symbol, but difference in J value. It is less than half filled, so that lowest J value is the ground state term symbol. It is greater than half filled, so the highest J value will be the term symbol, ground state term. Okay. So finally, we will see the D5 electron configuration. For D5, 5 electrons will be filled like this. So L will be 0, right? And S will be 5 by 2. N equals to 5, N plus 1 will be 6. So L plus S, that is J value is only 5 by 2. So for D5 electron configuration, the ground state term is 6 state S 5 by 2. The spin multiplicity is 6 and J value is 5 by 2. Term is S. So this is about the derivation of microstates.